Hey guys, welcome back. So today I'm doing a Chatty Get Ready with me, and I'm using several new products today that I showed in a recent haul video. This Profusion Luminizer 1, this new Wet n Wild eyeshadow palette. So I use several new products today, this L'Oreal foundation. So if you would like to see those products in action or listen to me chat and get ready with me, just keep on watching and I'm gonna go ahead and get into it. But before I get into this, CoverGirl just sent me a package, like a PR package, and it had this Quest birthday cake bar in here, and I had to bust into this because I was hungry. Sorry. But it's on their active line, and they sent their Active Outlast Cooling Setting Mist All Day Wear, their CoverGirl Lash Blast Active Mascara, and the CoverGirl Get In Line Active Liquid Liner. So I'm gonna use some of this stuff today since it came right before I got ready to start filming this video. And they also sent this huge Quest cookie. So I have a lot of goodies and these cute little hair ties. So I don't know, I thought that was a cute little PR package. Though I wish I had the active foundation because I know that they have that too, but. So I fixed some coffee, and I'm just having that with my Quest bar. And then I'm gonna go ahead and start to put some makeup on my face here in a minute. But like, look at this bar. It looks all like funfetti. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and do my eyes first, and I'm just gonna prime with my Wet n Wild Photo Focus eyeshadow primer. I don't really have any new eyeshadow primer to use, so I'm just gonna use this one. I'm kind of like the type of person that just stick to whatever eyeshadow primer I'm using, especially if it works good, before I go and get something different. But I don't know, sometimes I'll buy new ones, it just depends, but there hasn't been any new ones catching my eye lately. So if my eyes look red, I just attempted to film some tutorials with these Urban Decay On The Run palettes in Bailout and in Shortcut, and I was not impressed with these. I did not like the way that the looks turned out. Like, I had a lot of issues with fallout, and I was having a hard time blending these. So I'm gonna try these on another day. Maybe today is just like not the day for me, and hopefully my makeup look is gonna turn out okay this time. I'm gonna try to go in with the Wet n Wild Cosmic Collisions palette, and I'm gonna use this top shade right here and blend that all in my crease. And I'm just using my Morphe M513 brush. And it's like, already I feel like this color is blending so much better than any of those colors in those Urban Decay palettes. Like, I just do not understand. I've never had such issues with Urban Decay eyeshadows. Next, I'm gonna go in with this shade down here. And first, I'm just gonna blend that into my crease with my Sigma E45 small tapered blending brush. Yeah, I mean, I hate to give anything like a negative review, but those palettes from Urban Decay, I just don't understand why they're not very good quality. Like, it's insane. Then I'm just taking my Sigma E25 blending and some more of that bottom transition color, and I'm just patting that shade here on the last little portion of my eyelid. Okay, and then I'm gonna take some more of that bottom transition color, and I'm gonna pat it here, the little inner corner, and I'm just gonna use little circular motions to blend that up a little bit. Blend it into my crease. Okay, and then I'm gonna take the tiniest amount of this black shadow, and I'm just using my Morphe M431 brush. And I'm just gonna kind of just shape this area out a little bit. And then I'm just going in with my Morphe M506 brush, nothing on the brush, just to blend that out. And actually, I'm gonna get just a little bit of that black on the tip of that brush. I just knocked off the excess, and I'm just gonna lightly blend that. And blend that into the crease a little bit. Next, I'm gonna go in with some of my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer on my Wet n Wild small concealer brush. And I'm just gonna start to put this down where I want to place the halo. I'm gonna fade this out a little more. It's like you want the top of it to be defined, but you want the edges to be blended out. I'm gonna go in with this shade over here, and I'm just using my Real Technique shading brush, and I'm just patting that color here. Just on the first little edge of where the concealer is. I'm just blending that with that darker brown shade. Okay, next I'm gonna go in with this gold right here, and I'm just gonna place that color here on the center of the lid with the shading brush. And I'm just gonna take it all the way to right here at the top of the cut crease. And then I'm gonna get some more of that gold on that same shader brush, and I'm just gonna mist it with a makeup setting spray. And I'm just gonna intensify that. Right in the center of the lid, I'm gonna grab this color here, this white gold. And then I'm just gonna go back with some more of this dark transition color on my pencil brush, and I'm just gonna lightly go on the top of where I did the cut crease, and I'm just gonna blend that out. I'm gonna take some of this matte black and the Real Techniques detailer brush, and I'm just gonna put this right at the lash line to just darken this up. I just want this to be a little bit smoky. For my liquid liner, I'm just gonna try out this new CoverGirl Get In Line Active Liquid Liner, and this is in the black 350. I ended up doing false lashes, and I used my Ardell Demi Wispies, and for my mascara I just used my Tarte Lights Camera Lashes. For my foundation today, I'm going to be using the L'Oreal Infallible 24 Hour Fresh Wear Foundation, and I'm just going to be blending this foundation in with this Ofra Perfecting Puff. And I actually got this sent to me for free through Octoly from Ofra, and this is the second time that I have used this sponge. But I do like it. It's very soft. Like, it reminds me of the Flower Beauty makeup sponge. Like, the softness of the sponge, like, they're the same. You know, they feel the same. I know the shape is different. This is shaped more like the Beauty Blender. Like, it has like an egg shape. And I've really been enjoying this L'Oreal Fresh Wear Foundation, 24 Hour Fresh Wear. It has a good medium coverage for me, and it lasts all day long. And I feel like it looks really flawless on the skin. It's not a super matte foundation, but it's not a super dewy. It's in the middle. And the foundation itself is very runny and liquidy, and it's super easy to blend out. I haven't really watched too many reviews on this foundation, but I watched my friend April. Her channel is One of Makeup, and she didn't like this foundation. She found that it wasn't very full coverage on her. She said that it was like a lightweight coverage, and it didn't really last on her, and it, you know, seeped into her pores and everything like that. But I don't find that to be the case for me. Like, I find that it's a good medium coverage. You can build it up to full. I don't have any issues with it settling into my pores or anything like that. So I don't know. I mean, I know that our skin types are slightly a little different. Like she has more of a normal to slightly oily skin type, where my skin type is pretty much normal, just maybe slightly dry, which right now my skin's been pretty much normal. So maybe if you have a really oily, I feel like I have a hair on my face somewhere. I can feel it. So I don't know if maybe if you have a really oily skin type, maybe this foundation wouldn't work well for you. But I don't know, like I really like this foundation. I find it just as long wearing as my Revlon Color Stay, and I find that the coverage is just as good as my Revlon Color Stay. But I don't know, I think the finish is actually a little better, and I find that it's easier to blend out than the Revlon Color Stay. Maybe if you have a skin type that's like mine, that's normal, maybe slightly dry, give this foundation a try. If you like something that's more of a medium coverage that you could build up to full, that lasts all day long, that looks, you know, flawless, not too matte, not too dewy. So yeah, I really wanted to get the concealer in this the L'Oreal Infallible Concealer, but they didn't have it at the drugstore, like at Walgreens, whenever I got this foundation. And I really want to get that concealer in person so I can figure out my shade. And then for my concealer, I'm just going to use my Maybelline Super Stay Better Skin. And the shade that I wear in that L'Oreal foundation is in 420 True Beige. And I told you guys in my haul that that color is very similar to the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow 202. So if you wear that shade in the Pro Glow and you want to try out this Infallible 24-hour wear foundation, then get the 420 because they are basically the exact same shade. Man, my eyes are so sensitive now since I tried to do those tutorials with the Urban Decay On The Run palettes and they didn't work out because I washed my face like 2 times, and I don't know, I feel like it kind of made my eyes get sensitive. And I'm just gonna blend some of that concealer that's left on the sponge here on my nose. But yeah, I've been trying to master the Halo eyeshadow because I just really want to expand, you know, my different makeup tutorials, because I feel like I do kind of similar looks. And I mean, I know you guys like that because they're easy for you all to create, but I want to branch out and try different things, you know, because I get kind of sick of doing the same thing all the time. And then to set this foundation, I'm just going to use my L'Oreal True Match Super Blendable Powder. But yeah, today was just one of those days where my makeup was not working out for me at all. My eyeshadow anyhow. But I feel like things are starting to turn around now. And if you hear anything, Josh is getting ready to go to school. So he's taking a shower right now. So I don't know if you can hear any of that in the background, but just in case you can. And then I'm just going to use some of my e.l.f. HD Under Eye Setting Powder to set my under eye concealer. I wanted to film my makeup collection today, but I don't know if I'm going to get around to it because it's already like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And I just don't know if after I film this tutorial or this get ready with me, if I'm going to want to film that. So I don't know. I don't know. This whole day today was just kind of backwards. Like, I wanted to film this before we left to go to the grocery earlier, but then I just didn't. So now I'm just gonna go in and highlight my inner corner with this shade here in this Wet n Wild palette. And I'm just using my e.l.f. eye defining brush. I don't want to put too much, but I just kind of want to brighten this up a little bit. And I guess I'll zoom you guys back in so I can finish out the rest of my eye makeup, which I guess I should have zoomed y'all in for the inner corner highlight. So now I'm just going to smudge some of this color here on the lower lash line. And I'm just using my Real Technique shader brush. I've really been enjoying this brush for smudging color on the lower lash line. And then I'm going to take a little bit of the bottom transition color. And I really like the way that this look turned out. Like, I was unsure if with this palette, if I would even use it very much because the colors, I don't know, the colors seem a little bit more out there in this palette. A little bit more of that bottom transition color in this pencil brush from Morphe. And I'm just gonna smudge that right there. And I'm actually gonna just get a little bit of the black, not much, and just smudge it right out here. And then for my waterline, hopefully I wasn't out of frame, I'm going to go in with my Wet n Wild On Edge Long Wearing Eye Pencil in the dark brown color. It's so funny because whenever I filmed my eyeshadow and eyeliner like favorites of 2018, I was telling you guys that I really didn't use dark colors on my waterline much in 2018. And I feel like ever since then I've been using colors on my waterline. Like, it's just funny. It's like I'm completely changing my tune, which this would have looked really pretty with that other color that I use in my waterline a lot by NYX in Glitzy Gold because of the gold on the upper lid, but I just used that color, so we're just gonna roll with that. For my bronzer, I'm gonna be using the Maybelline City Bronzer, and this is new. I showed you guys this in my haul video, and this is in the shade 200. And I'm gonna use this new brush, which I totally forgot to talk about this in my haul video, but April, she also gave me this Real Techniques brush, which is, I think their powder brush. It's 300, and I can't remember which collection this was from, but I've been enjoying this brush so much for bronzing. It's like my new favorite bronzer brush. So she gave me this brush, and she also gave me like their little fan brush from that collection. So thanks, April, so much, because I've really been enjoying this brush for bronzer. And this bronzer shade, this is like the second time that I've used it, and I do like it. It might be like a little lighter than some of my other bronzers that I have, but I do like this bronzer so far. It seems like it blends out nice, and it's a little more matte than my other bronzers that I typically use, because you all know that I normally use like my Butter Bronzer or my L'Oreal True Match Lumi Bronze It, which those bronzers have a little bit of a sheen, where this one is pretty much matte. Like, it might have a slight sheen to it, but it's basically matte. And like, do you see this bruise right here in my arm? Like, I seriously do not know where the heck that came from. Like, the other day my arm was itching me really bad, so I was like scratching it. So I don't know if I scratched myself so hard that I caused my arm to get a bruise on it. But like, I bruise so easy. But yeah, I like this brush because it's not too dense, and I like how it's pinched right here, so it's just awesome for blending out bronzer. Like, I just feel like this brush is even better than like their powder brush. Like, and I know that this is supposed to be like their powder brush, but it's just different. And then I'm gonna take a little bit of this bronzer here on my neck. And I think my mom might be coming over later tonight, and I think we might watch The Bachelor because it just came on. I think yesterday was the first night of it. I'm going to take just a little bit of this bronzer down the sides of my nose with my Real Techniques sculpting brush. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess some people probably think like The Bachelor and The Bachelorette's stupid, which sometimes it kind of is, but I don't know. It's kind of like my guilty pleasure. I just like to watch it. I like to watch it for the drama, and it's just interesting for me, even though I know it's like probably horrible. But I never really watch any of the other like reality TV shows, so I figure if I just watch that, whatever. For my blush, I'm going to be going in with this Morphe 8 Color Warm palette, the Pro Blush palette, and trying to figure out what color I want to use today. I've used this blush, but that's the only one I've used in this palette so far. I think I might try this one next to it in Babe, or maybe I should try Beat. Nah, I'm just gonna use Babe. Okay, yeah, it's definitely a warm pink. It goes really good with this eyeshadow, and it definitely looks a lot more pigmented or a lot more pink, like on the cheeks, than what it does in the pan. And it has a nice glow to it, like it has a little bit of a sheen. You wouldn't necessarily even have to use a highlight with this. And then for my highlight, I'm gonna use one of the colors out of this Profusion Illuminizer 1. And this palette will go so great with this makeup look that I did today because of the gold. So I'm trying to figure out if I want to go with Impulse or Wonderland or even Lightning, because Lightning kind of has that like vanilla quartz. Actually, I think I am going to go in with Lightning. I think that would be really pretty. And maybe I'll try another color on top of that depending on how this goes. So April gave me this palette because she said it showed too much texture on her. So I mean, I could see where this would probably show texture if you had like acne or something like that. It's very, very intense. And I'm just taking some up here. Just want to look extra highlighted. And then I'm gonna take a little bit more of that and put that here on the tip of my nose. Extra highlighted nose today. It's like so not me, but I've been into like these gold highlights like this. And you all know I'm not really about the gold highlights that much. I usually like just nude ones or like pink kind of toned highlights. I'm just gonna go back with my makeup sponge and just kind of go over that to blend that in a little better. Yeah, I mean, that highlight is very intense. I probably could have used a little less. And I could definitely see what she's talking about it highlighting imperfections and stuff like that, which I don't have too many right now, so I could get away with using it. But if I had a lot of breakouts or something, or texture on my skin, I could definitely see where it would be hard to wear that highlight. But I do love that color with this makeup look. And then for my lips today, I think I want to try out one of these L'Oreal, I think these are called Signature Mattes or something like that. I have this peachy one, which is in the color I Empower, and then this pinky nude, which is in the color I Create. Which I kind of want to wear, I think, the I Empower. This is, yeah, the I Empower one. Which I think what I'm going to do before I apply this is I'm going to line my lips because it is a light shade. So I feel like I need to make my lips a little darker around the edges. So I'm going to use this NYX Suede Matte Lip Liner in Sandstorm. And actually, I'm going to get this foundation off my lips first before I do this. Which this liquid lipstick is so different than a lot of the other ones that I own. It's very, very thin. It's a very thin formula. Like probably the type of formula that I have that's closest to that is the Huda Beauty liquid lipsticks, but I don't know. I think this stuff is even thinner than that. And then my last step is I'm just gonna mist my face. I really am pleasantly surprised by this eyeshadow palette. I think I'm going to get a lot more use out of this than what I thought I was going to get. So I will see you guys in my next video. I hope that you all have an awesome day. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you are new, please don't forget to subscribe. And if you did enjoy this, please give this video a thumbs up. So I will see you all in my next one. And like I said, I hope that you guys have a great day. Bye-bye.